we organized the first edition in October 2011, and we had got a good response. We had 125 attendees for our first conference, and the theme then was investing in Africa, risk and opportunities. And we said we will renew the traveling conference because of the success that it had got in 2011. It's a traveling conference in the sense that delegates will be traveling. We have two societies in Africa. The biggest society is the South African Society, and the second society is in Mauritius. And the conference will be held on the 20th of February in Johannesburg. After that, the speakers will be traveling to Mauritius to deliver the same content to the Mauritian audience. The innovation this time is we've made it a regional event, in the sense that we are inviting delegates from Egypt, Africa, Middle East, and India. For this year, the theme will be investing in Africa, because as we know, economists and finance people are saying that in 2040, Africa will be having the largest workforce in the world. Will be surpassing China and India. So that's we see that it's a high growth opportunity to be the first mover to move into those markets now. In fact, with Africa, with the infrastructural development that is called upon to happen, with the urbanization, with the technological revolution that's going on, with agriculture moving from subsistance agriculture to the more modern agriculture, avec l'apport de la fertilisation, avec l'apport de la mécanisation. Donc we see high growth opportunities together with resources that Africa is having. We thought it would be appropriate to organize a conference on investing in Africa, the most so as Mauritius is trying to position itself as an international financial center, to be what Dubai is for the Middle East region, to be what Singapore is for the Asian region. We want to be la porte d'entrée en Afrique. Donc, quelqu'un qui veut investir à l'Indien en Éthiopie, mais qui ne peut pas être présent physiquement là-bas, peut le faire à travers Maurice as a hub for investment in Africa. This is how Mauritius wants to position itself, and the society is having as objective that we find leading the investment profession in Mauritius and in the region, and we want to accompany the country in its next development phase. We want to bring that capability, that talent pool, in the Mauritian population to accompany precisely the development that the country wants to embark on. So this provides the objective of the conference. Now, if I turn to the specific of the conference, we have 5 speakers traveling for the conference. We have 2 from Africa. Donc, we have like Troveton. He will be delivering the official address, and he will be speaking from his experience as an operator in Africa over 20 years in 15 countries. So he will be talking about the practicality of operating in Africa. We have Mpare, who is from Ghana, and he's also an operator in Africa. He's a fund manager. He sits in Pension Advisory Academy. So he works for an investment banking firm. He's going to bring his experience to the delegates, and he is specifically going to talk about the macroeconomic aspect. We have a mix of speakers, like Jordan will be speaking about the micro aspect, about investment banking, so like really on the ground experience, micro level, at firm level, whereas Mpare will be speaking about the macro environment. What are the interesting countries to do business with? We know in Africa we have several countries with growth in the region of 7 to 8%. So he will also be covering valuations of African equities. So basically we'll have two speakers from Africa to cover the inner story sort of, and we'll be having 3 speakers from outside Africa to be covering, to be presenting how they see investment in Africa. So we have 2 resource persons from the US, the like of Nick. I'm sure we'll be distributing the pack later on. So Nick will be essentially talking about the different frontier funds, and he will be talking about valuations of prevailing in frontier market. As you know, the distinctions between emerging market and frontier market. Emerging market will be the likes of India, China, and frontier market will be the small ones. Obviously, it's not so much covered, and the return potential is better because there is information asymmetry. People are not aware of investment in those regions. So we found historically that the return in these countries, because everyone would be investing in the likes of China and India, but wouldn't be thinking of investing in lesser covered countries. So we'll be speaking about all those frontier market and how information inefficiency, information asymmetry will deliver, will end up giving better return to the investors. We will be having Lawrence, who will be speaking about, again from an economic perspective, but he is going to do it retrospective. He's going to put himself in 2050 and is going to look back. All the financiers and economists have forecasted that Africa will be the leading workforce in the world in 2040. He's already going to put himself in 2050 and is going to look back. And he'll also be speaking about rules of law. We know Africa, the rule of law is very important because right now, not in all jurisdictions you have respect of rules of law. So he's going to cover all those sensitive aspects, that investors need to consider before moving into those countries about human capital and resources available in those countries. Lastly, we're going to have Wendy Addison, who's going to talk about corruption in Africa. I suppose if you talk to someone about investing in Africa, the first thing that comes to mind is politics and corruption and whatnot. So she's going to talk about corruption in Africa. She's not finance. She's from UK. She's not finance. I mean, she's an SCCA. She's a coach. She's an author, and she's going to tell us about all practical experience about not bookish but practical experience because she's witnessed one case. She's been a whistleblower in one case, which blew up, and she's an author. So she's going to bring that perspective of corruption in Africa. So these are the 5 speakers. If you need further information, if you have any further questions, take the questions about the society or about CFA worldwide or any other issue that you want to take. The conference, I did mention, will be held 22nd of February in Hilton.
The registration forms are going to go out this week to all the potential attendees and participants. The CFA has succeeded in making sure that the whole conference is MQA approved. So we've got a one-off MQA approval for all these courses. So the people who are attending will be able to apply to the HRDC for the normal refunds that apply in those cases. So these are interesting aspects for people who want to attend the conference in February.
How much? 6,000, so it's not MQ approved. 6,000, if you deduct 40%, it's very little. So we're looking for your support to push this conference to the population. That in the end people are aware of the issues, because we are really at a junction where we are going into another phase of our development. The country is at a crossroads. We want to be the hub for Africa, so we want to push this information to the public. And more importantly, we would invite you to be present at the conference, to cover the content and to later on publish, because people need to be aware. We want to get maximum people to come to the conference, so we look for your support. We've already got promesse de sponsorship déjà, donc on va annoncer par la suite. Donc on est à ficeler les modalités. On va annoncer les sponsors. In big names.
Yeah, talk about frontier market. You very clear. What are these countries that might interest in frontier market?
Yeah, Sharna works for an asset management company.
So frontier markets would be markets that are just behind emerging markets, the likes of Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Kenya, markets you don't hear often of, Mauritius even.
Mauritius.
So yeah, okay. So mostly in sub-Saharan Africa, markets you don't hear often about, and where in fact you can get better performance of the stock market, of private equity investments, of investments in general. Because you don't know it exists, so you don't invest there. So we are going to talk about these markets, so you get the opportunity of investing there.
But you know, with these countries, Mauritius have just signed some DTAs. So then it's still pending on the political side. So do you think someone will wait for the DTA to be completely ratified by both countries? We're talking about Nigeria, Congo, that might be different, Botswana, Zimbabwe. These countries are about to sign the DTA.
But see, if as an example, you're earning 100% return on an investment in Zimbabwe, you're not going to wait for the DTA to be approved to go there.
For 15% withholding tax,
yeah.
you could do away with the withholding tax, but obviously it becomes more interesting when you have the DTA in place, you have higher return.
So you see, we're going to grow de rendre les pays frontières plus visibles pour que le gouvernement mauricien aussi, ils aillent chercher des DTA. But it's not DTA that's going to motivate investors to go there. It's an important motivating factor, but it's not the most important factor to go and invest there.
The fundamental factor should be economic reasons, right? Return
on equity, return on investment.
Je peux vous dire, hein, si vous parlez aux management companies, ils ont depuis quelques temps, 2-3 mois, ils ont pas mal d'incorporations de private equity firms dans le promotion. Donc il y a déjà ce...
Mais il y a Freja qui est déjà au Zimbabwe, il y a d'autres compagnies qui sont déjà dans ces pays-là. Donc ils ne vont pas forcément attendre d'avoir ce DTA to be there.
Il faut même.
Il faut, on est présent au Botswana, à Freja, Zimbabwe,
African Alliance.
African Alliance.
Ouais, African Alliance, il y a 15 pays déjà, donc on opère ici, donc je sais que Imara par exemple est incorporé ici, donc Big House, hein, African Alliance, Imara et Crosspoint. Il y a pas mal comme ça, si vous parlez aux management companies depuis 3 mois, il y a quand même plus de fonds africains qui sont incorporés dans le
Parce que tout le monde parle de l'Inde, mais finalement on est juste à côté de l'Afrique, on est en train de ne pas regarder l'Afrique. Et vu que c'est low base effect, personne n'est là-bas. Donc the first one to go there would be the first one to benefit from this. So we're trying to raise awareness about these frontier markets.
Imagine someone investing in China 15 years before. Imagine the return. I mean, this is where Africa is.